Hey everybody, how's it going? This is a little ramble video. It's probably gonna be a bit long on my thoughts about the tournament I just played in earlier today. It was an 1850 point tournament for 440k, and I played it with my Deathwing, my pure Deathwing army that I pretty much finished for this tournament. So before that, I've never really played pure Deathwing before. I played heavy Deathwing, but I never played pure Deathwing. And never this army because it was just finished for this tournament. So the 3 games I played were pretty much the first 3 games I played with that army, and I have to say I did pretty well with that. I basically won 2 out of the 3. Didn't score that many points though, so I was low in the standings, but I didn't really expect to with my first go with Deathwing. I do plan to make some changes to the army over time, but I have to not in bit order, I have to get more stuff from Max Mini in order to do that, to keep in line with the theme. So, anyways, um, I'll give you a brief rundown of the 3 armies, then about what was there and things that I think are worth mentioning. First off, first game was against Tyranids, and she's like a local there, so I knew her who I was facing before, like pretty much she was the only person I knew that I faced that game that day, or today, this day. As far as not new like personally, but new from being around the game shop. And she has a good Tyranids list, is what she plays, and it had 5 monstrous creatures in it, which I killed all of. I did pretty well, I have to say, especially judging my size. But the Terminators are not just called that because that was a cool name. There's a reason they're called Terminators. So I got a win there. Did very well for my first real time facing Tyranids and using the first go with this Deathwing army. I have to say, Tyranids are interesting to play against. It was fun. I do not like Morlocks, so yeah, just figured I'd throw that out there. And let's see what else. My Thunderhammers really shined there. I say that it was their best showing was in that game. They did well in the 3rd game as well. The 2nd game, not so much because I made an error in trying to draw somebody out, or draw the units out. Excuse me. But, yeah, lots of fun, and I got a win out of that. Killed 1 monster creature in the shooting phase. That was a Turbigon, and the rest I killed off in close combat, utilizing either a mixture of excuse me. Actually 2 I think I killed off in shooting, I think, and then 1 was killed off. 2 were killed off by Thunderhammer Stormshield guys, and 1 was killed off by a regular squad. So that was pretty fun. And a regular squad backed up by a Dreadnought. The Dreadnoughts did very well. So that was always good. In the 2nd game, I got massacred pretty much. Excuse me. I was playing against a do-it-yourself chapter, but it was basically Vulcan Marines. So that was a hurt right there. And it's also the first time I faced a Thunderfire Cannon, and I had nothing that can get through the battle line and get to the Thunderfire Cannon to shut it up. Which, it happens. I love Thunderfire Cannons, and they do work pretty well, so that was harassing my line the entire game. And also bad positioning. I had a river running through my deployment zone, pretty hardcore actually. And we ruled as difficult terrain, so it just slowed everything down. I had to find, there were a couple of avenues of safe movement all across the river that I had, but 1 was blocked by basically an immobilized Dreadnought from being shot at, and the other one I used, but it was just, I was slowed down, and then by the time I could really get over it, the pressure was on from the enemies. Fully mechanized list of 4 tactical squads with rhinos, and can move a lot quicker than my mostly foot slogging Terminators. But they did withstand a lot of shots, and I did put the hurt on some of the squads on his army. I killed off a few things, so it was fun. Overall got tabled. Not table, I shouldn't say I got massacred. I still had some stuff on the table. 3rd game was against Eldar, excuse me. Yeah, 3 games against Eldar, and I got a minor victory basically against them. I deployed my Dreadnoughts 2-4 across the board, all 3 of them together. My initial plan was to move up the center, but pressure was really because I expected pressure to be more towards the center, like fighting to more go out towards the center. But and I had the Dreadnoughts on the left flank, but everything pretty much happened in the right flank, and so they were a little bit too far away. If they were closer, I think they would have been more effective for me. But they did well. I only lost 1. But the other 2 eventually got immobilized, but I only lost 1. Then Fire Dragons blew up the Land Raider as well as one of the Dreadnoughts. But that was a misplay or mispositioning in deployment, and then a misplay was not really a misplay. It was just a risk that didn't work out too well. Was putting a lot of pressure on the Harlequins. The Harlequins are of course tough in close combat, but I got real close and I heavy flamered them. Plus they got hit by an exploding Viper. But I thought enough would have died for them to go below half, but it turns out I was wrong. So they fell back, regrouped, and then I got charged pretty much, basically, to just cut to the chase. But he did not kill the Thunderhammer squad. He brought him down to 1, basically, but that with the help of Belial and the remnant of the squad he was with, pretty much took care of the Harlequins, because Belial and his squad got charged by striking Scorpions that outflanked. And then it happened to hit at that flank. But they brought the striking Scorpions down, pretty much. And it was a minor victory because it was a knockdown, drag-out fight. But I think if the game went an extra turn, I might have been able to kill off his Farseer and his Guardians to take pretty much his objective. But we went full on 7, so it's lots of fun. Anyways, so that was the 3 battles: Tyranids, Space Marines, and Eldar, which is the first time I ever played only 1 Space Marine army. Normally I play nothing but Space Marines again, or play against nothing but Space Marines. As far as what was actually there were some Blood Angels. There were a couple of Orcs, a couple of Eldar, a Necron, a Tau actually, and some Chaos, a bunch of Space Marines, some Tyranids. And of the Space Marines, there were like, I would say 3 Blood Angels or so, which is usually standard for what I've seen. But there are 4 to 5 Space Wolves. I was surprised at the sheer amount of the puppies that were there, pretty much. But 4 to 5 Space Wolves, and I want to say 2 of them, possibly 3, I don't recall seeing all of them, but I think 2 of them were Thunderwolf heavy. Which was interesting. So yeah, that was cool, I suppose. As far as things worth mentioning, some really fantastically painted armies there. There's one guy I know for a while. He plays Salamanders, and I know him for a bit from the place. His Salamander army was painting up a lot. Looks very good. He's doing a scale effect on his tanks and on his Terminators, and it looked so really well done. I wish I could have taken a picture, but I didn't have a chance because it looked really, really good. Alright, so that being said, some changes to the army I want to make for Deathwing eventually is I eventually want to pretty much just have Cyclone missile launchers in all the squads except the heavy flamer squad. I think the heavy flamer and the 4th Underhand Storm Shields can stay like that for now. But I want the 2 assault cannons didn't really do that well for me. Cyclone missile launcher really did good jobs. So I mean, I don't know. I want to playtest it a bit more before I decide to go with the Cyclone missile launchers. Having 3 of them instead of 1. But Cyclone missile launcher is definitely a good weapon, especially now with shooting twice. So and the nice thing about that, it can deal with infantry and it can deal with tanks a little bit more reliably for both. than the assault cannon because of its, you know, you're relying on rending a lot for the assault cannon to do well against vehicles. So thinking about doing that, and thinking about doing that, and having making up another Storm Shield Thunderhammer guy with a Cyclone missile launcher, because I have a twin Lightning Claw guy. So thinking about giving a Thunderhammer Storm Shield guy, especially with the 3-up invuln Storm Shields all the time. And either doing another one of those, or having Stormbolt, or having, you know, one of each weapon type that can take the Cyclone missile launcher just for fun. But I think I may be better off doing the Cyclone missile launcher on Thunderhammer Storm Shields just for the increased survivability in the event. It's not the best idea because you don't want to put. It's a double-edged sword kind of, because now with that enhanced survivability, you can take a last cannon to the face and potentially survive that a lot easier. But at the same time, you're putting your weapon upgrade in jeopardy like that, where it may not need to be. So I had to think about it. I also learned, of course, we all know deployment's important, but putting those in the last game, putting those 3 dreadnoughts so far away like that, really proved that point pretty well. And I know what looking back, what I should have done is put them in the middle in the cover and have them waltz through that cover, trying to obliterate everything. But didn't do that. No, obliterating the vehicles they had, or he had. So yeah, that's pretty much that for the tournament. Lots of fun. I look forward to doing it again. I do want to make some improvements to this army, but I also want to get doing the quote-unquote Green Wing, the Dark Angels Battle Company guys for the Post Heresy. So I'm going to slowly work on that, as well as my Angels of Fury army at the same time, as well as doing other stuff. Those aren't a priority, because I have an army to play, the Deathwing, which I really enjoy. But I do want to rework my Dark Angels Battle Company stuff from Post Heresy, and I do want to make the Angels of Fury, as well as doing, you know, my Titan and all that other stuff. Lastly, in closing, at the end of the tournament, I joined the league. There's a 40K league in that gaming store, and they're, I guess, spring, I believe they said it was, 40K league. It's going to start in February, pretty much the beginning of February. So I signed up, paid up, and I'm good to go. I just got to email them my army list, which is going to be the same one that I ran so far. And I'll be good. The first 5 games is an 1850 list league, set list, so you can't change it. But after the 5th game, you can then change up your army list in time for the 6th game. So I'm thinking, you know, once I'm able to order some max mini bits again to do the heads and the shoulder pads, I can then maybe make a couple of Cyclone missile launcher guys to possibly change out the army list after game 5. Because I think that'll be a total of 8 games, and that'll really give me a better 8, like, quote unquote competitive games. So that'll give me a better understanding of if I should sub out the Cyclone missile launchers or not. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope that Ramble wasn't too boring. It was a lot of fun. Luckily I got to play against fun opponents like that. You know, yeah, we want to win, but we can have fun doing it. And I think for the most part, the players that are playing there, except for a couple, really like that anyway. So it's lots of fun. Anyways, that's pretty much it. So until next time, take it easy.